Before written history, chaos was not a synonym for madness or destruction. It was understood as infinite potential, the womb before creation. This was a state of maximum coherence, containing every possible outcome before the universe snapped into focus and took its first breath. This original coherence stands in contrast to the modern human condition. We move through cycles of engineered conflict, famine, and financial depression. To a linear mind, this cycle feels like an inescapable reality. This repetition is driven by what was once called miasma, an inherited generational trauma. It manifests in families as fear-based conditioning, emotional abandonment, and narcissism. Over time, this ancestral weight creates a spiritual blindness, disconnecting us from a clearer intelligence. Our modern terminology points back to this origin. The word matrix comes from the Latin root matrix, translating directly to breeding female, source, or womb. Yet, our current structure, named after the mother, functions as a cage built from her inverted frequency. This deep psychological suffering is the result of a profound displacement, the systematic removal of the Divine Mother from the human story. At the dawn of human knowing, our ancestors did not reach for male sky gods. They looked to a female giver of life, painting her on cave walls and carving her into the earth. These are more than simple fertility idols. Their curved geometry represents the living cosmos made flesh, a universe defined by its capacity for endless birth. In Sumer, the site of our earliest written records, she was Namu, the primordial sea. The texts describe her as the mother who birthed heaven and earth independently. In these accounts, there is no king or father above her. In the original blueprint of human civilization, the source of all existence was female. As civilizations expanded into empires, the mechanics of control changed. To maintain absolute authority, kings began to reshape the gods in their own image, centralizing power around a warrior archetype. In Babylon, the creator mother was rewritten as the monster Tiamat. The story was adjusted so that she had to be slain by the sword of the male god Marduk to bring order to the world. In Canaan, Asherah was once venerated alongside Yahweh as the mother of gods. Her status was eventually erased, her sacred poles were torn down, and her name was struck from the official scriptures. This pattern of diminishment repeated globally. In Greece, Gaia was forced into silence by Zeus. In Egypt, Neith, once the supreme weaver of fate, was gradually reduced to a mere consort. The Divine Mother did not simply fade from memory. She was intentionally buried to make room for a matrix of trauma-based control. While she was cast into exile, her original frequency was never destroyed. Traces of her remain active beneath the surface of modern faiths. In Hinduism, she remains untamed as Kali, the mother who births and destroys, dancing on the corpse of the ego. In Christianity, she appears as the Shekinah, the feminine divine presence, and as Mary. Worshipped globally as the Queen of Heaven, she remains a goddess concealed beneath a mortal name. In Islam, the primary attribute of Allah, Al-Rahman, or the Merciful, is derived from the root word Ram. This is the literal word for womb. Whether she is called Binna, Pachamama, or Spider-Woman, the name changes while the force remains constant. She is the space between death and rebirth. The current crumbling of old structures and the upheavals of the earth are not signs of an end. They are birth pangs. Restoration requires internal alchemy. To dissolve the miasma, individuals must heal the universal mother archetype within themselves, merging masculine and feminine energies to find coherence. This shifts the definition of God from an external force to an internal one.
God is our genetic original design, the blueprint encoded into every star and every pulse of existence. Our DNA is the biological code for our spiritual evolution, our divine natural ascension. This scientific and spiritual fusion is a tangible reality, a living thread running through the center of every cell. The primordial mother is not returning from a distant place. She is in our breath, our bones, and the spaces between our atoms. She has always been here, waiting for us to remember our genetic original design.